guys, TheRoughRanger here, and today we're doing the comparison video on drone versus drone. And what we're doing is we're gonna do the comparison on the Syma X 5C 2.4G drone versus the Battleshark's high performance 4-channel camera quadcopter, which is a 4K camera right there. And so we're gonna open that up and we're gonna see what the quadcopter looks like. I've already opened it up, but I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. I've flown this one. This one has a battery that plugs in here. Just plugs into this wire thing, which is really not good because this drone has burnt marks on the connector pieces that connect the battery outlet to this outlet, and so it also has another problem with it. It also has, when you fly it, sometimes when you're like going like this with the drone forward, the door flops open and then the battery slides out and drops out. So that's not a good thing to have. So that battery slides in there and it just sits in there. And it also has a loose connection too. So the battery that slides in there are these batteries, and I got this charger separate for all these batteries, so you can just charge them and then have another battery after you finish flying it, because this drone only flies for 5 minutes, and so this battery is a 500 mAh battery, and then this is a 3.7 volt battery, which is 380 mAh 25C battery, and all these little ones are too. So the thing with these little batteries, as I can show you, this is what happens to the battery. The connector over time on the wires comes out, and then it just falls out and it breaks off. So then you have to make your own connector by sticking that wire in there, and then you just stick this, the battery slides in there, and it's really not that easy to put that battery in there because it has labels on the battery, so it just slides in weird. And so it turns on, and when you move this, sometimes the lights will turn off, and then it'll when you turn the power onto the remote, which is this, and you turn the throttle all the way up, then it shuts off because it can't draw enough power through the wires because of the burnt connector here on the drone. So that's a very horrible thing about this drone, is it burns out its connectors. Alright, so this is the Battleshark's drone, and as you see when you open it up, it'll say all these things like you have positioning and height, optical flow positioning, which means it has a camera underneath to make it hover in the air, has a bunch of other things you guys can read there, and so now we're going to open it up. It comes out of the box. When you get it, it comes out of the box really easy because it's all packed up nicely. So this is the drone. it's a foldable drone, if I didn't tell you guys that. It's a foldable drone, and it has these things. So you can snap them into the propellers, and then these are propeller guards, so you don't crash it. But the best thing about this is when you hit something with these propellers, they don't break off. They don't like get damaged hardly. Like there's a few dents in here, but like they don't crack or they don't split. And when you hit a tree with the propeller, it doesn't even break. It just stays in flight. So these wings, these propeller things fold out, and as you see, I have damaged it a little here, but that was because I accidentally stopped it in midair and it just bent the propeller a little. So don't do that, because then you'll end up like I did here with this. So let me take the tape off. I was just securing a problem I had yesterday with this. So we're gonna look into this drone here. This drone actually is quite nice because it's much lighter than this drone, but it still has a lot of power to it. So it can actually take things in midair. This one can't take things in midair because it doesn't have very much. It has smaller motors. This one has smaller motors. This one has bigger motors with a lot more power. And I'll tell you about the power source as soon as we get past the pros about this drone. So I actually had to fix something yesterday because I kind of crashed it and it kind of split a little, which isn't that bad. It was just a little crack. So one of the footings here fell out. That's one of the cons about this one, but that's pretty much it out of the whole drone. And these footings are glued in, so if they're not glued in good enough, then they'll just fall out. So I had to make my own footing there with like putty or something. I can't remember what it was. But there's this little antenna right here, which is nice. They put that antenna there in a safe place. And then you can push this camera wherever direction you want. And I put tape over the camera because I want to keep the camera safe from any damage it may come in contact with. And this optical flow positioning camera is what I was talking about. This, when it's like, flying in midair, it senses where it is on the ground. So it'll hover right by you. And with this drone doesn't hover. When it flies, this drone goes and it gets pushed by the wind, which is not good at all. But this drone can actually withstand the wind. So if it was hovering, it would put more power wherever it would come in contact with wind. So it would stay in hovering mode.